So the iPhone 16e has been announced, and in this episode, we're going to talk about some of the new features that did come available with this product. So basically the other day I talked about how it's going to look just like an iPhone 13. We removed the camera and we also add an action button that we find on things like the iPhone 16 Pro as well as the base 16. So we do have ourselves quite a few upgrades here to the newer SE. It's built for Apple Intelligence. It is going to have the notch like you see right there. And the pricing is going to be around $599. So they actually upped the price a lot more than I originally expected. I thought they were going to go $499. But this is basically replacing, I think they're trying to replace like these older models and just kind of have one slotting in there. But if you were looking forward towards the kind of like the upgraded version of the SE, I think this is more of a cheaper version of the 16 rather than an upgraded version of something like the iPhone SE. So you can see that the regular iPhone SE right here, this is the third generation version of this product right here, was actually a much lower price point because you had yourselves Touch ID, you had yourselves bigger bezels, older design, but this one does give you the stronger glass, the ceramic glass. It also gives you the A18 chipset. It's giving you that 48 megapixel fusion. So let's go ahead and look at the pricing here. If you go ahead and go to Apple's website, you can go ahead and check this out yourself. But $599 for the 128, $699 for the 256 gig, and we also are going to be at $899 for the 512 gig. That's a steep price for a single camera setup right there. That's definitely going to be a pretty steep price. So the things that actually change that I think that are going to be a pretty big deal for you is if you had an older iPhone like a 12 mini, maybe even an iPhone 11, you are going to have a much better camera than that. You're going to have a single lens. So if you like a single lens setup, you're going to have that. You're going to have USB-C. You're going to have an action button as well. And you're going to get faster performance, but you're getting the older notch. But you're not paying $1,000 or even $800 for Face ID. So this is going to be a great option for those who want a powerful chip, but you don't want pay the top dollar here. But the thing is, I think about this is $600 for a 60 hertz panel phone. Again, for some people it's not going to matter, but the competition, man, is just really crushing this area, like giving you bigger screens and giving you more than 60 hertz for sure, even on some cheaper versions. But the iPhone S16e, I almost called it SE again, is definitely not going to offer that up. So if I go over here, you can see it only comes in two different colors, white and black. And I think if you do a trade-in though, this could be a good deal, especially if you're knocking some off the price tag. Definitely do a trade-in to get a discount if you have a trade-in available. But I do like how they're just got a simple black and white color. It's very simplistic. Some people probably will like more colors, but this is kind of classic Apple here with just black and white. That kind of reminds me of the older Apple days. But I think it's just going to be a great general consumer phone, but definitely not for anybody who wants a little bit more from their iPhone experience. So those are my thoughts so far on the iPhone 16e. We will also be doing some comparisons, but if you had yourself a iPhone SE, I think it's a big upgrade from this one right here. Although you're paying for that upgrade, if you trade this in, you could probably get $100 or so off of it. So it would come down to about $499. That's why I'm saying the trade-ins are really going to enhance it. But single camera like this, but a much improved one. And like I said in my SE 4 versus SE 3, which now I'm calling 16e, I changed the title already. This camera and size, everything is going to be upgraded over this. Also, everything will be modernized if you're coming from like an iPhone 11, but you're going to miss out on the ultra wide camera that comes from the iPhone 11 if you upgrade from something like that. Same thing with the 12. If you have a 12 or even a 13 and you want to go to this phone, there are going to be things you're missing. I understand that some people are going to think that, you know, the 13 to the newer 16e is going to be more of an upgrade in terms of like the going from like this to the 16. So some people say that's not really the upgrade coming from the 13 to the 16e. But the 16e is looking like a nice slot in there. It's just, I think it's slightly too highly priced. I mean, at the 512 gig range, $900 for a single camera, for real? Like, I can't get down with that. That is just way too high for a single camera. I paid less with my trade-in for the S25 Ultra. than that. So that's just ridiculous. But at least you're getting Apple Intelligence. You're getting an action button, and you're also getting, you're getting kind of like the main things you need to run the latest Apple stuff. So I think they're trying to Apple Intelligence out their entire lineup. I think that's the goal right now. But I'm way more excited personally for the upcoming Air later this year, as well as the 17 series. But stay tuned to the channel because I am going to make a trade-in on one of my older unused iPhones, and I'm going to do some comparisons with the 16E versus some of the other iPhones. So if you want to see those, stick around. We'll do some speed tests and things of that sort. And let me know your thoughts on the all-new announced iPhone 16E. Drop your thoughts down below in the comments section. If you enjoyed the video, click the like button for me. If you want to see more of these dual recorded, where we talk and show some commentary, reaction, to news type videos, let me know down below. Have a great day. I'll catch you on the next one. Nick here. Be sure to be well, and peace.